Hey Patrick, just a short video here to go over what I've been working on for the past few days and what I've discovered. I know I've mentioned to you once before that uh, the walk forward optimizer just isn't, it's not producing the numbers that I feel and I know that we've both seen it produce. I wanted to have some solid statistical numbers, if you will, of its potential for survival. As I keep reading that, things will just break down, and I figured, hey, if we're testing this every 2 weeks, I mean, it's not, I don't want to say that it can't break down, but how how would this happen? I mean, it's not as if we're running this for a year-long back test and then just taking those numbers and trying to run them for the next year. Um, I think we both realize that that's not practical. At any rate, I wanted to try to get some insight into, what this would be like, say, 2 months from now. So what I did is a walk forward optimizer test for 2 months, and the way it works is, or the way that I set it up was to optimize for 20 days, to test on the next 5 days, and then just repeat the cycle through that time period. And much like just a normal optimization test, it will run through it and give you your 10 best optimized parameters, and then on the walk forward, um, through that, say, a 5-day period, um, it will give you the results from that. And what I've realized is that this does not choose necessarily the settings that you or I would um, go through and pick. For instance, here here's the one that it shows here, and while it does have the highest net profitability, it's not necessarily the one uh, that I would have chosen. As I look through these 10 settings, I would have ended up choosing this one here, which had the same percent of profitability, the same number of trades, a slightly lower drawdown, a higher profit factor, a little less on the gross loss, and about $25 less on the total net profit. And the reason for that would be primarily for me was the profit equity curve, which it doesn't look bad, but in comparison, this one's slightly better, and more importantly, this one here has, again, as I said, we had the same number of trades and same number of winning trades and losing trades. However, on this one, the winner to loser ratio was 4-to-1, and on this one, it's 7-to-1, and that's a huge difference. So that would have those couple extra things there would have been the deciding factor for me. And as I said, the walk forward optimizer did not choose that. So having gone through several of these tests, they take about 11 to 12 hours to run one of these, and I had over the last 3 or 4 days, I had ran this through CL, TF, ES, and YM, and I was pretty much seeing the same thing in each one of these. So that kind of takes this out of the picture. And I guess the only reason I decided to run this was because I felt like I need to have some, longer term statistical numbers to, to validate this and say, yeah, this is going to work. But I'm not sure. It's, well, I don't want to say it's not possible. We would have to reinvent the wheel, literally, and probably create our own testing platform, which I'm not going to do. So, for all it's worth, I think we've seen individual examples of this working. I think any way you look at this, it's going to take time to validate it and create some confidence in it. I think what we're doing just by optimizing, and then we manually choose these settings, and then just run it live through SIM, is probably going to be more appropriate than running it through back tests and optimizations and walk forwards, because the platform is, while it's great in many features, it just doesn't have the discernment capabilities that we have. In that, we could certainly program it to look for these specific things that I mentioned, but again, I think just going the route that we're going is probably going to be best. So for all it's worth, just an update on what I've been doing and the conclusions I came to. All right, man, I'll talk to you later.